I've been zoning, I've been zoning.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Little update on the health situation. I'm in week 3 of recovery, and I'm doing pretty good. So I can to the point to where I can talk for a nice little period of time before I'll lose my breath. I'm getting it back. I'm trying to work my way back up to it. It's just a little update if anyone cares, you know. Hey, but welcome back to the channel, man. And today we're gonna do something a little light because I don't want to do nothing too extensive to where I got to take a whole bunch of stuff off. Even though what I'm about to do next right now is probably gonna frustrate the crap out of me a little bit, but hey, we gonna get it done. Also, let me say this before I get started: is thank everybody who subscribed so far. And as the analytics show, I mean, I still got people out there that's watching the videos and they're not subscribed. So I'd ask you guys, I mean, if you like the content, if you like what you see, man, it don't cost you nothing, but it helps the channel out a lot. Just hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit all, and then you get to see and you'll get notified whenever I put out a new video. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into today's install. So we're going to do something on the outside of the car. And I think the last thing, which was the last thing we did to the car? It was in the front of the car. So I guess just at this point, we're going to move to the rear. I had something else that I wanted to do this week, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something a little bit more, I ain't going to say easier, but it's a little bit more tedious. But we're going to install a little addition to the rear of the car. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. So here we go. This is what we got. We got a Gurney flap. Okay, so the Gurney flap we have is the track form performance Gurney flap. So this is what basically came in the box. You know, the Gurney flap itself, and it's got like some little protector on the back because this area is smooth. So this is where our 3M tape is gonna go, and then they sent a sticker, 2 alcohol wipes, and they even send you some 3M tape. So now, they have instructions to do this, and you're supposed to be able to scan this as an instruction guide, but I scanned that, and whenever I got onto the actual channel, I mean, well, the page, the way they show you, you know, the little pictures of the install, none of the pictures pull up, so there's no help there. So now, I'm a little on the fence on this one, trying to see how this is going to work. Hopefully it stays, and well, at this point we're just gonna see how well this thing stays on, if it falls off or not. I'll link it in the description, you know, where I got it from and the cost on it. I think this was like 85, like 80, like I say, just roughly 90 bucks. And we'll see how this thing holds up and if it stays on, and see how it looks. I don't know if I'm gonna like the way this one looks, because when I ordered it, I assumed it would look different in this. The one that they have on Subi Speed, I kind of like that one. It seems like it's a little thinner and a little smaller. This thing's pretty thick, but you know, let's go ahead and let's try and get this thing installed. Okay, so roughly what I did here is I put some blue tape on the edges of this of the factory deck spoiler that came with the car, because this is where you're going to mount it at. And from what it looks like is that you mount it on this little edge right here, and this is like the top edge, and it like it's here and here, and that's the area where it's going to go all the way down. So basically what I did here is I kind of got this thing here and I lined it up on that. So like from here on this edge, and then it comes all the way up here. It looks like it would go here, but I'm almost thinking it should probably go down a little lower, like right there. Oh, sorry about that, y'all. But I'm thinking that right there would be a bit better. So instead of this top edge, I'm going to shoot to go right here on this edge right here. This seems a little bit thicker and it'll stay on there a little bit better. So, what we're gonna do next here. So we're gonna wipe the area down. So let me kind of, because the car is still a little dirty, but I'm just gonna clean this up with a microfiber cloth here. Wipe it down real good. And see if we can eyeball this thing and get it on here, because making a measurement on something that's curved like this is not the easiest thing in the world to do, but we're gonna give it a whirl. So, let me see here. All right, y'all. So what's going on, dog? So check us out, man. I'm sitting at the desk, going through the footage I just recorded here, man, and looks like I may have had some technical difficulties with the camera, because as you can see, I went from the tape part, you know, to putting the tape on there, measuring it up, and I think the footage that's missing was me applying the 3M tape on the actual gurney flap, to where I wound up not even having enough. So I had to grab some from somewhere else. And then, you know, this next clip that you about to see is going to be me having had already put it on the car and started using the heat gun on it. And then, man, let me see, there's another section I think that's missing out of there too. I think what it was, because, you know, I had the camera on my head and I'm trying to press, and I think I pressed the wrong button. And so instead of pressing record, I pressed it for it to change to a camera mode, and it didn't do nothing. So, man, I mean, I apologize. I'll make sure I'm more on it. Like I said, I'm just not getting back into this. I'm trying to get it together. But I get it. Just hang in there with me and stay tuned. Watch the rest of the video. Once again, apologize for the missing footage that was in there. It's just not there. It's gone. Thought I recorded, but I didn't. So, moving on. Let's go.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Wait a minute. Something's a little bit off here. Yep, it is. Alright, God dog it. So, of course, none of this stuff goes without a degree of difficulty. So, what seems to have transpired here is I made a mistake on the first side, and when I worked my way over on this side, I made a mistake. So I came down too low. You know what? I think I might have to wind up doing this again. Yep, that's what I'm gonna have to do. So now let's figure this out. Well, this didn't come out exactly like I wanted it to, but I can fix it. Dang. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna let y'all watch me through this. So I'm just gonna take this tape off, put some new tape on, and then reapply all of this stuff. All right, now round 2. So seeing as though I already got this thing halfway on, and it's on the way I want it to right there, I'm gonna try another method of application. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this second alcohol wipe to clean off the area that I just got all that off of there. So let's open this up a little bit here, and we're gonna lift this up. I'm gonna wipe under here, make sure we got all that off, because it is some remnants of it. And then same thing on the gurney flap itself. We're gonna wipe it down. Give it a good clean mating surface here. We're gonna let that dry. So now, my next attempt is gonna be more along the lines of, let's seeing as though we need to run across this line, which I did pretty good on this side, running it on that line. I'm going to, this is another way you can try and do this. So instead of putting it on the gurney flap, I'm going to actually put it on the car where I want it to go. And then all I got to do is just lay the gurney flap right on top of it. So let's get that cracking. So we're going to start on this side because it's going to be a tad bit more difficult to get this side because it's like practically already on there. All right, here now. Let's go. Don't give me no whole bunch of crap now. All right. So now, like I said, we're gonna run along this little crease right here on this deck spoiler. Run right along there. And we're gonna stop right there. All right. So we got that there. There we go. Let's grab my cutter here. Well, people, that's the reason why whenever you have spare material from a previous install, ouch, you should be hanging on to that, because this stuff came in clutch and I still got a little bit left. Not enough to redo this again if I screw up. But I think I got it right now. So we're putting it right there. So that's where it's gonna sit. So now at this point, all we have to do is take off the film. All right. All right, make sure we got it all. Yep, it's off. So now, all we got to do is run this thing along that line. Yep, and yep. And there we go. Now it looks better, because before this looked uneven. But now we're good. So now that we got that on there, now we got to fire up the old heat gun again. Let's get this thing plugged in. So please excuse the noise that this thing is going to make. All right, y'all. Well, that's it, man. We got her on there. I pulled the car out in the driveway just so we can get it ain't too much sunlight out here right now. It's a little shade out here, but you should be able to get a good look at what it looks like. And I was a little on the fence about it. I was thinking like, man, I don't know. So I don't know if I want to put this on here, man. It looks kind of just weird just trying to hold it on there by hand. I'm still gonna have to do a little bit more to it to try and get it to conform a little bit. So I'm probably gonna have to work the heat gun on it a little bit, but just to push it on. But it looks good. It's gotten me questioning whether or not I want to do, because I bought some other stuff that I'm gonna put on here, and I'm trying to make up my mind on what I want to do. But we'll talk about that at another time. But let's go ahead and take a look at it, man. See what it look like.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night we know that they ride or die. I'm a OG boy. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Day we hustle, but the night boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about. My name came up a lot of sounds, more when I was not around. Certain people that I know, they ain't no longer about.
All right, y'all. So like, excuse the wind, but right here's what I was talking about. Right there, you see it's kind of sticking out a little bit there. So I'm gonna have to work this area with the heat gun to get this to conform a little bit more. And I got to be real careful with that because I don't want to apply too much heat. This side seems to be doing okay, but it can still use the same thing. It's staying and it's doing okay. But this side right here, and it's kind of hard to make this stuff do what you want it to do because this is pretty thick. So trying to get it to conform is it's not going to be easy. I'm going to have to sit here and hold this thing. So I'm going to heat it up and hold it on there. But we got it on there, and I actually like it, man. I might keep it. So let's see. I'll give y'all a report on how it holds up, and we'll see how it lasts. So I'm not gonna drive the car anywhere. I'm gonna let this sit. I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun a little bit more, let it cure for about 24 hours, and then I'll probably take a run on it tomorrow and drive it and, you know, ride on it for about a week or so, and then I'll just update y'all on how it's holding up, if the 3M tape is doing any good. If not, like I say, I got some clear Gorilla tape that I can put on there, so I may wind up taking it off and putting it back on there again. But thank y'all for checking me out. Thanks for taking the time out to watch the video all the way up to this point, man. Appreciate y'all, especially all my new subscribers, man. We are steadily growing, man, and I love it. We're gonna hit that goal at the end of this year, y'all. We're gonna do it. We want the channel to grow. But like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, make sure you hit all so you get notified whenever I put out a new video. And until that next video, peace. GoPro, stop recording.